off and bring it flat, really flat to the thing. And I may have to take this off, period, because what it looks like it's doing is act like it's having a moment. So I'm gonna just use my cell phone to talk like I normally do, because I feel like I'm having a moment. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Thank you again for coming through. Thank you to Tila. She's one of the moderators that's in the chat. I made an extra moderator the other day because none of my moderators were in the building. So I was like, oh, damn, I got to get a new moderator. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. I think I see the chat right here. Perfect. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. So the circus has been circusing, right? Basically, there's this new lady who is coming out, and she is making a lot of claims on her relationship with Blueface. All right, her name is Bonnie Lashay. We're going to talk about Bonnie Lashay today, and we're going to talk about what's going on, what's real, what's not real, and this is what we're going to talk about today. So again, if you are not into talking about Blueface, Chrisean, the circus, right? This is not the video. If I see one person talking about they tired of Chrisean and Blueface, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna scream, right? Because I'm warning you that this is what the conversation is about. So I guess what we can do just to get it interactive, let's see if she's real. To get it interactive, go ahead and start dropping your comments, and we're gonna start talking about the situation and what's going on. And remember, Bonnie Lashay, you know, Blueface, we already did a video on the pregnancy. Now let's talk a little bit about why she's doing this. Who's setting her up to do it? Because when you look at what's going on, and I'm going to just keep it 100% because I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I feel like the $1 million question is, why isn't Blueface stopping her? Why isn't Blueface saying anything? Why isn't it anyone stopping her? The question is, why would they? Why would they? The only person that's going to look like Boo Boo the Fool at the end is who? Bonnie Lashay. So when you really look at it, she's doing a lot of free promo, stirring up the pot and getting in confusion, and they don't have to spend a penny. They don't have to say a word. They don't have to do a thing. I was thinking about this today, and I'm like, why is Blueface so quiet? You know what I thought? I could see Wax saying to himself and saying to Blueface, let her do it. It ain't hurting us, right? Let her do it. So think about it like this. This is a free promo situation. This is free promo. He's in jail. Clearly, he doesn't have access to his phone on a regular basis to be making announcements and stuff like that. But this is free promo. Just remember when Wack was trying to get Carlissa to say something about the baby and she wouldn't? This is free promo. He doesn't have to claim you. He doesn't have to speak on it. And you're doing all the work. She's keeping his name alive with the small blogs, with the Chrisean blogs, with the Blueface blogs, the Jaidyn blogs. She's keeping his name alive, and he doesn't to say a word, right? Do I think that Wack has had some input, some conversations? 100%. It's free publicity. And whether it's good or whether it's bad, it's free publicity. Think about this for a second. Guess what? It's got us talking. We all in the chats. We listening. We in the uproar. We doing videos on it. But it's all free promo. I don't have to do a thing, right? So when I did the reading in the membership, there was a man that came up in the reading, right? And that man is someone who is not necessarily pushing it, but he's not necessarily stopping it, if it makes sense. What's that? So at the end of the day, Wack is seeing everything that's going on. The only thing that he did address, what's up, Marilyn in the building? The only thing that he did address is that she wasn't pregnant, right? I want you to put in a chat for me. Give me a 1 if you feel like Bonnie Lashay is telling the truth. Give me a 2 if you feel like Bonnie Lashay is a damn lie. Give me a 3 if you feel there's some truth to what she's saying. Right? 1 for the truth, 2 for it's a total lie, and 3 if you feel there's some truth to it. So vote real quick. Bonnie Lashay. 1 if it's the truth and nothing but the truth. 2 if it's a damn lie. And 3 if you feel like there's some truth to what she's saying. Okay. So there's a lot of 2s. We see about 2 3s. And I do feel like there's some truth to what she's saying. But guess what her truth is falling into? Her past position, right? Her past position. The truth is falling into her past position. This is why she can only show receipts. She can only show videos. She can only show pictures. She can only speak on things that are from what? The past. Yes, we had a relationship. Yes, we were cool. Yes, we were friends. But all of her stuff is falling in her past position. Remember, she said she's been knowing Blueface for a few years. This is actually 3 years, right? This is actually 3 years. And this talks about 3 years of inconsistent communication. 3 years of hit and miss. Just like she said, they were together and they're doing this. Remember I said in the last reading, that's not true either, right? Even in her lover's card, this represents they haven't been together the way she's saying. The lover's card in reverse represents a separation energy. So she's not been with Blueface the way she's been saying it. Even in her 8 of Cups energy, this talks about a person who's trying to regenerate their career on the backs of someone else. Essentially, Bonnie Lashay is exploiting Blueface while he's at his weakest point, which is he's in jail, right? This is all she's doing. She's not in love with this man as much as she says she is. At the end of the day, she's not even communicating with him, right? The way she says she is. But again, this is a person who's taking advantage and exploiting the situation. And why stop it? She's giving free promo. She's keeping his name out there. She's trending on all of these little bitty blogs and all these underground blogs that if you get enough blogs together, right, it starts to bubble up, right? You don't have to get on the Shade Room necessarily or the Neighborhood Talk necessarily, because what's going to happen is these smaller blogs are going to start pushing her forward. So let me just start by saying she's using all of them. But guess what the key is, Apostle? They're using her too, right? They're using her too. But at the core of it, the person that's going to walk away with egg on their face won't be Blueface. It'll be Bonnie Lashay, right? Because the thing is that I'm not going to say it's a setup. I'm saying she's been sitting in the background for a lot of years, pissed, mad, jealous, and disrespected. Just think about this for a second. You've been fooling with a person that's been promising you some semblance of a career. Niggas say a lot when they're in bed with you, huh? They say a lot when you're sucking a dick. We're going to keep it real, right? Then you see Chrisean. Okay, Chrisean, she got her career. She blew up, right? She's regardless of what you think of her, she's a star in her own right. Then you're going to turn around and make Jaidyn. You're going to turn around and make Jaidyn a star. So not only has Chrisean superseded me, now Jaidyn has superseded me. This is why she always tries to pull the rank card, right? I've been knowing him the longest. I was there before Chrisean, right? This is why she started this is why she pulls the rank card. Just imagine somebody's promised you things that they didn't deliver. Even the other girl, Jiggy, said she was in her feelings a little bit when she saw that Jaidyn had a career. So at the end of the day, I definitely feel like he had some conversations with her. But I definitely feel he wasn't serious about those conversations. A person that's serious about helping you, because I know y'all looking for videos and information, so I'm going to help you out today. A person that's trying to help you, going to help you. Their actions are going to mirror it. The reason why I created that thumbnail, there's a relationship that was established with Jaidyn. There's a relationship that was established with Chrisean. You have not established any relationship with Blueface that looks tangible. Even all the videos and all the content that you produce, it looks very friendly. I'm not saying he's never had sex with this woman or he's never been in an intimate situation with this woman, but it's not what she says that it is, right? A lot of her information, if you look at her receipts that she's providing, a lot of her information is always falling in past energy. Hence the reason why her Three of Pentacles is in the past, because this represents past collaborations, past connections, past, that's a teamwork card, a collaboration card. That's a card of building together, right? This is what the Three of Pentacles represent. This is a card of progress, right? She's in reverse for that. So what she's essentially decided to do is exploit Blueface while he's at his weakest point. I want you to go look up the word exploitation. It doesn't just apply to kids. Exploitation applies to someone taking advantage of another person when they're at their weakest, whether they're at their weakest mentally, physically, jail, or anything. They're at their weakest point. I'm still trying to figure out how anyone believes him. What's who are you talking about? Let's talk about the Jaidyn Alexis situation. Let's talk about the Jaidyn Alexis situation right quick, right? So this whole time, Bonnie has been after Chrisean, obviously, because Chrisean is considered her competition, right? In her mind, in her, in her mind. And so she was sparing Jaidyn Alexis, trying to show Jaidyn in the best light, trying to be agreeable towards Jaidyn because she knows how Blueface feels about Jaidyn, right? In terms of, Jaidyn, no matter what's going on, this is somebody I don't want them disrespected, right? What was interesting to me, and listen to what I'm about to tell y'all, I was a little bit, pissed off, right? Because as long as she was attacking, as long as Bonnie Lashay was attacking Chrisean and attacking an innocent baby, the Chrisean hate train, the Chrisean hate pages, the Blueface pages that spit out daily hate, right? They were all on board. They were amen and they were thumbs up. They were sharing that information. They were getting the key until she turned on Jaidyn, right? My problem was, why did it take for her to bring Jaidyn up? Why did it take for her to go to that club and stand on Jaidyn? For you to decide that this person was doing the wrong thing or this person was out of line. This is what you call, my friends, karma. I'm going to say this. The grave you dig for somebody, make sure you dig too. Repeat. The grave you dig for somebody, make sure you dig too. Because see, that good old karma is going to always come back and bite you in your ass. Anytime you have people out here talking on a baby, you're going to get your karma. Anytime you have people out here supporting hate trains and hate, you're going to get your karma. It's never going to end well for you. And it wasn't until they spoke on their precious Jaidyn that they decided to take action and stand in unison to not post Bonnie Lashay anymore. Why did it take for them for her to step on Jaidyn for you to do that? She's been dead wrong the entire time. And let me say this, when somebody's in search of clout, when somebody's in search of fame, anybody gonna get it. Jaidyn was never exempt. She was just sparing her. She was never exempt. Because what you don't understand about somebody like Bonnie Lashay is she's gonna keep going with the next story, the next narrative, the next shocking event in order to keep this going. She's going to go further and further and further and further. So why did you feel that you should support her because she was attacking Chrisean? And all she did was spin a block and start attacking Jaidyn Alexis. And then she victimized herself in the situation. So what did she do? She decided to go to the club where Jaidyn was having an appearance in San Diego. And we could all clearly see that Jaidyn saw her, right? Jaidyn saw her. Her friend saw her. She tried to pretend. But what was scary about that, and what I did not like from Bonnie Lashay, is that you had no business. I don't care if San Diego's, baby, I'm born in New Orleans. New Orleans is my city, but I don't own a damn thing in New Orleans but my house. Okay? And so Bonnie went out of her way to go to a club appearance where Jaidyn was scheduled. It's dangerous. It's scary. Right? Anything could have happened. But who do I blame for this? I blame Blueface. Because this is what happens when you keep bringing random women, unstable women, into your life. When you come out the loop, you cannot control what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. So while the blog started was funny and it was cute, I didn't think it was funny and cute at all. Because she got too close. She was this close to Jaidyn Alexis. And because you have somebody who's willing to go out to get in the middle of a situation in order to continue the fame train, the clout train, anything could have happened. So I say this to say, we don't need to be laughing at that behavior. We don't need to think that's a funny behavior, because that could have turned into a situation. And what if it happens again? So then Jaidyn Alexis, of course, being scary, didn't say anything at the time, right? Went to her hotel room, got online and tried to boss up, right? And then turned around and went to the gun range to get a gun to show, if you come fuck around, you're going to find out. This is when it gets dangerous. Because now somebody's feeling like you've put yourself in proximity to them, to where now they're going to go to the gun range, right? And let you know, I got a gun. I'm going to fucking shoot you in your head and your neck. And if you play with me, you're going to find out. It's not funny what she did. It's dangerous. It's scary. It's unhinged behavior. And it could turn into a situation, all for the name of clout. Let's see, how many followers have Bonnie Lashay grew? Has she grew her channel to hundreds of thousands since this happened? Has she grew her channel to millions, her page to millions since this happened? She's gotten maybe an extra 5,000 people. And in that 5,000, most of them are what? Paid for people. So what are you really getting out of this situation? When they ask you about, how you make your money, you claim Blueface is paying your bill, which we all know is a damn lie. So if you're not really making money from your shows, and you're not growing your social media enough, and you claim that Blueface, who's incarcerated and he has no excess to pay your bills, but he's paying your bills, what are you talking about here, Bonnie Lashay? What are you talking about? How are your bills being paid? So we answered that in the first question, that Blueface is not paying her bills. I'm going to stand 10 toes down on that. Blueface is not paying her bills. He's not cutting her a check. Her bills are not on a monthly automatic payment through Blueface Financial. Okay? So Blueface is not paying your bills. Period. Let's confirm that Blueface, is she speaking to Blueface? Is she actually communicating to Blueface? Let's ask that question again. Bonnie Lashay, 1111 in the chat. And she has the 9 of Cups. This is telling us no. This 9 of Cups is telling us he hasn't even been talking to you. Actually, he's annoyed with you. You're not talking to Blueface, man. This is a person who is actually not talking to him. Actually, they said when they leaked the phone number and they leaked all this information, the phone number to Blueface didn't even work. They said the only numbers that were working were for the guy, the manager, Bowden. So it's not even working, right? The Ace of Wands represents you. There's no action that's being taken between you and Blueface. And trust me, he's not sitting here feeling the fact that you ran up on Jaidyn Alexis. That ain't gonna never be a good thing. No day, no how, no way, right? So just know you fucked up when you ran up on Jaidyn Alexis. This is a mistake that you just made. And what you've done is essentially you have further, right, separated yourself from him. And then you even have the hangman here, which represents he's going to restrict you, right? He's going to withdraw from you, and you basically suspended. This is what this talks about here. But does Bonnie Lashay really care about being restricted, suspended? Does she care about that? Give me a 1 if you feel that Bonnie Lashay really cares about being restricted or suspended or ousted. Give me a 2 if you feel give me a 1 if you feel she cares, and give me a 2 if you feel that she doesn't care. Give me a 1 if you feel she cares about Blueface. Give me a 2 if she doesn't care about Blueface. Bonnie Lashay. Give me the energy around Bonnie Lashay. Give me a 1 if she cares about Blueface, and give me a 2 if she actually doesn't care about Blueface. Why doesn't she care about Blueface? Because what is she looking for, guys? Let's talk about it. Ace of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. This is her time to shine, right? Opportunity. Financial gain. Prospects. Business. Employment. Money. Trying to make connections. So while she's saying Blueface is paying all of her bills, and she doesn't have to work, and she's a housewife, she's pushing out her OnlyFans, she's pushing out her TikTok, she's pushing out interviews, she's talking about club appearances. She's a walking contradictor, a walking contradiction. Blueface is doing all of this for you, but you're pushing your OnlyFans, which is $50. You're pushing your social media. You're coming out with product, right? She just said she's coming out with a link for product, right? And here's old Blueface in the back. He's in his King of Cups energy. That don't look like a man. That don't look like a woman that's in love with her man, right? That Queen of Cups is, the King of Cups is a woman who's doing somebody dirty, manipulation, dishonest, right? So it's almost kind of like saying the bully, Blueface, is getting bullied, if that makes sense, right? But just know she's a walking contradiction. All of this stuff that she's doing, she's not in love with Blueface, right? She's doing all of this, and while she's saying, I love Blueface, put out his phone number. I love Blueface, expose him and the personal conversations. I love Blueface, go to a club appearance, trying to get into a situation with Jaidyn Alexis. I love Blueface, go expose his manager's phone calls. I love Blueface. That's not, when you love somebody, you don't do that. What you're doing is you're exploiting Blueface, right? You and your manager and other people, you're exploiting Blueface for financial gain. Because I love my man, I ain't gonna say a damn thing. I love my man, I'm gonna protect him. I love my man, right? But she's saying that she loves Blueface, but she's fucking up his money with Chrisean, who is he's pretending to be in a relationship with Chrisean. How are you fucking up anything for Crazy in Love 3? If anything, it makes it more dysfunctional and make people want to see it even more. So you coming out is not hurting Crazy in Love 3. If anything, now we want to see Crazy in Love 3 for real, because we want to know how he's going to answer to Chrisean about all this bullshit that's going on. So you're not fucking up, anything for him. If anything, now I want to see Crazy in Love 3, whatever, regardless of what station it's on. Because I want to know like what he's saying about Bonnie Lashay, and if he is actually going to talk about Bonnie Lashay the way Bonnie Lashay is talking about him. Once again, this is somebody who is exploiting Blueface when he's at his weakest point, right? Because she's trying to get a come up. She's been sitting back in the background, you know, jealous and bitter over what everybody else has gotten around her except for her. You know, when I listened to her background, she said that she was a foster kid. Her mother was on drugs. Notice her and Chrisean have similar backgrounds. They come from a very broken background. And she was a foster kid. You got to watch people that come from certain environments, right? They're like crabs in a barrel, right? Not all of them, but sometimes they can be crabs in a barrel. And they take no prisoners. They don't have nothing to lose because they're at their lowest point, right? They have nothing to lose because they're at their lowest point. And at this point, in my opinion, Blueface is just a trick, a means to an end, somebody that she's going to manipulate the situation with. And why would anybody say anything at this point? Right? Because the only person that's going to make look crazy at the end of the day is Bonnie Lashay. She keeps saying he said the baby was retarded. Well, let me say this. I'm going to say this loud and clear on my channel. The minute you start calling the baby retarded, I'm going to make sure I'm going to put karma on every one of your names. Don't even speak on the baby, in my opinion. You know, because to me, a person that's talking on a baby like that, you ain't going to get nothing but karma. So I know to be. Right? So that's what I say. Did Blueface actually speak ill of the baby to Bonnie Lashay? Did he actually tell her anything negative about the baby's condition? Give me the energy around Bonnie Lashay. When you see this message here, I could see him saying stuff to her like, I don't know if that's my baby, right? I could see him saying that, right? Now, the hangman does represent condition, a person that got some conditions. So I could see him saying that, you know, if I'm going to keep it real, I could see him. And I don't think he told that to her. I think she heard it through what? Social media, gossip fodder. So I could see her picking that up from social media and from other people. Because in her messages, they still have the Three of Cups and the Ace of Wands, which means they're not communicating. I feel like the stuff she's saying is coming from what she heard on social media and heard people say. The Moon card is basically unclarity. She doesn't have first-hand knowledge of that. Because trust me, if Bonnie Lashay had first-hand knowledge of what the baby's condition was, she would be saying more than he's retarded. She would be saying, Blueface told me that the baby had this specific condition. Because usually when men messing with you, whether you just situational or not, usually they'll be like, yeah, my son got this issue or my son got that issue, right? She's just basically repeating what other people are saying. So I don't feel he said it to her personally. I can see where she's picked it up from social media conversations. Bonnie has yet to provide us a receipt. Give me the energy again around the baby. Did Blueface personally, I want messenger energy. Did he give her that message personally? Queen of Swords, Four of Swords, and the Hierophant. Once again, this is somebody who, she's the Queen of Swords in reverse. This is somebody who's just, getting it and spreading that information around. Unpredictable. She also has the Hierophant in reverse as well. And this is somebody who has not been told this in a direct way. The Hierophant is somebody who this information wasn't shared with her. This is something that she's just taking and using, and she's getting from other sources, right? This man did not personally have a conversation with Bonnie Lashay about his child's condition. Ever, ever, ever. He will dispute that. The Knight of Swords is here. And the Knight of Swords also, yeah, the Knight of Swords is here, and that Knight of Swords is talking about, I don't know what she's talking about. Even in that Queen of Cups, he's already told Chrisean that was a lie, right? Like, this girl cannot be trusted. Let me tell you how much she lies. She told some guy on a podcast called Lick Podcast, Liq, that she was going to be on Baddies Caribbean. Didn't she tell us that she didn't make the actual auditions because it was taking too long, and that she had to fly back out because she had a event to attend? So now all of a sudden you're on Baddies Caribbean? Do you think we're not paying attention? Do you think we're not? This is how easy she can lie and be believable, right? I saw her on a podcast yesterday saying she is on Baddies Caribbean, when she literally said out of her mouth she did not even get to do the audition. She even went further and went and complained that they didn't even give the 5K to the people. Remember that? She even made a video, a subsequent video, where she said they didn't even give 5K. They didn't even give the 100K out. She said that, right? So she acknowledged she went there. We saw her there. She stood in line like everybody else. Now, Blue's your man. He didn't give you no strings. He got a TV show coming. He didn't pull no strings for you. You stood in line like everybody else. You said you didn't even get to audition. Then you made a follow-up video saying that nobody got the money, that you talked to multiple people. You took their phone number down, and nobody got the money, and that Lumel and them was hustling people. And all of a sudden you on Baddies Caribbean? What? Girl, this is how easily Bonnie Lashay can lie with a straight face. This is how easily she can lie. So let's ask the question. Did Baddies, have they changed their mind? Will we see Bonnie Lashay on Baddies Caribbean fighting, traveling with Tasiki, Eight of Swords? Give me the energy around Bonnie Lashay. Will she be traveling with Baddies? Did they offer her a contract? Did she get the golden ticket? So this shows that here she went to the the thing, the hosting, because you see her traveling there, right? Thought she had a new beginning, right? She's got the Page of Cups as well. This talks about trying to get her name out there. But if you look over here in her position here, she didn't get an offer for Baddies Caribbean. Her Four of Pentacles is telling us that's a no. She wasn't made an offer. She also has in the World card, this is an incomplete mission. The World card represents incomplete, stagnant, no achievement. So she's going to have to show us where she's going to be on Baddies Caribbean. She says she made it to Baddies Caribbean. Give me a 1 in the chat if you feel like she's going to be on Baddies Caribbean. Give me a 2 if you feel like it's a damn lie. Yeah. Girl. Give me a 1 if you believe in all your heart that she has gotten a golden ticket to go to Baddies Caribbean. Bonnie Lashay. Y'all think we're going to see Bonnie Lashay? Bonnie Lashay wasn't even good on Blue Girls Club. Did y'all ever watch that one? She wasn't even good on Blue Girls Club, season 1. Right? She was always the third man, the third wheel, the afterthought, the overlooked. She wasn't even good on she wasn't even good on Blue Girls Club. No receipts. So once again, you see her going to the appointment. You see her in her King of Wands, right? That King of Wands is taking on the challenge, right? Taking on the challenge. You know, she has her Hangman here. She also has her Fool card, thinking she had a new beginning. She's traveling. You see, she's over there. She's traveling, right? Okay, cool, cool. She gets there. She's excited, right? She's excited. She thinks, oh, okay, I got in. She never completed the mission. When have you ever went to the auditions, didn't complete the mission, and then you just got on the show? You're not Sukiana, honey. You're not Sukiana. All right? You're not Sukiana. So this shows up to, for the record, as an incomplete mission. If she is up on Baddies Caribbean, I will come here and say, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. But right now, this is looking like a no for Baddies Caribbean. Let's talk a little bit about when she does her interviews, right? She's interviewing with podcasts that have 1 subscriber, up to 10,000 subscribers, up to 40,000 subscribers. I think the biggest podcast that she interviewed so far was with No Jumper, right? Or No Receipts or whatever. These people be clowning the hell out of her. Like when I tell you, they be straight up clowning her. And I be sitting there like, why are they putting like these interviews out? Like these interviews are so great when they literally be clowning her. Put a 4 in the chat if you think they be clowning her. Put a 5 if you felt like there were good interviews. 4 if you feel like they're clowning her. 5 if you feel like the interviews are great. But every time I'm watching an interview, it's like they be clowning her and playing in her face. And it's just wild to see. Like, it's just wild to get on an interview and they just straight clowning you. Put a 5, put a 4 if you, like, put it in the chat, please. Like, give me a 4 if she's being clowned. Give me a 5 if you feel like, oh man, that was a great interview. They are clowning this girl. Like when I tell you clowning her. And I'm sitting here like, why is her manager allowing her to go on interviews to be clowned? It's so crazy, right? Like, who does that? You want to get on your client in an interview where they're in the best light. I think they're taking the approach of bad news is still good news, but it's not good news because it looks messy. It looks it every time she speaks, it just shows that she's digging herself. You never heard that saying, when you tell one lie, you got to keep telling the lie to cover the next lie, to cover the next lie, to cover the next lie. What the problem with Bonnie Lashay is that she's told so many lies, right? She's told so many lies that now when she gets in an interview and she's being questioned, what is she becoming? She's told so many stories and she said so much. What is she becoming when she goes into those interviews? Anybody put a word in the chat. What is she starting to do when she gets in an interview, right? She's told all these stories. And so when people start to question her about the stories, the legitimacy, the receipts, what is she doing in the interview? Put the word in the chat. Put a word that you think, tell me what you think she's doing. Any publicity is good publicity. It's not helping her, right? It's helping her so much, right? You want a person, when you get that type, if you're going to go through that type of publicity, you're going to, you want to see them, you want to see real numbers grow. Not just about 4,000 or 5,000 people. You want to start getting to, people following you so much. Now you had 200,000, you had 500,000, you had 1 million real quick. She's getting argumentative. She's getting combative. She's getting defensive, right? Because now she doesn't want to answer the questions, or she doesn't want the interviewer asking her certain questions or certain things. So she's getting combative. She's getting argumentative. She really needs to take a class or she needs to take something about how to interview, what to properly say. She needs to take she needs a media team, right? Because it's like she's going into a situation and she's becoming argumentative and she's becoming combative, right? This is what it shows, because now when they start asking her questions and they start, because what is the rhythm of all the interviews she's having? What are they saying in the interview? give me a word. What are all the interviewers saying from interview to interview that she is not what? That she is not believable. They don't believe it. Even the last interview she just did, the lady was like, pretty much like, if this is true, right? She just tell the truth. Well, you can't tell the truth if you got to keep these stories up to keep pushing things forward, right? Remember, she's exploiting Blueface and her connection to Blueface in order to, and exploiting Chrisean in order to further her career, right? The common theme is nobody believes her. That's the common theme. The guy, what's his name, from No Receipts, they didn't believe her. The people from Lick, whatever podcast, they didn't believe her. Even a lady who was interviewing her today, which she definitely held her feet to the fire, and I liked her, and I'm gonna make sure I check her out again. There was a sense of, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? The rhythm of the day is that she is not believable, right? She's not believable. This is the whole thing. The fight with the lady, Brick, yeah. The fight with the makeup lady. What's all that about? Is this a real situation or is it staged? Give me the energy around the fight with the makeup lady. Is this all staged or is this a real situation? It comes up it's coming up real. Now let me tell you though. It's coming up real, but let me tell you what's happening here. So I feel like there is a real situation. I don't feel like it's just completely fabricated. But what they're now all doing is they're all now going to benefit from it. So they do have aspects in here that show up like there is a situation. This is actually disputes, discord, right? Along with the justice card, which represents a legal document being filled out. So this does show like something legal has happened. It does show a dispute. And then at the bottom, it does show people having a problem with each other, right? Backstabbing, all of this stuff like that. I feel the lady was kind of used in order to create a situation because they have the Six of Cups, which means they knew this lady knew Chrisean. They're not oblivious. Remember, they're watching every blog. They're watching every Chrisean video. They're watching all her friend groups. They know who's doing her makeup, who's doing her hair. They have essentially been studying Chrisean, Blueface, how they do everything. So this means that they were familiar with this makeup artist before they brought her on, right? This is what this talks about. So this makeup artist, essentially, even though they claim the makeup artist wasn't set up, to me, the makeup artist has an air of being set up. And I'm going to just say that because they are familiar with this person. They know everybody that's in Chrisean's friend group. They know everybody that's doing Chrisean's hair. They know her makeup artist. Remember, these people are literally on every single small blog, big blog, as it relates to Chrisean. They are studying everything about Chrisean. So this shows up in that lady's defense as familiarity. So when they invited her on to this show, they were familiar with her. Now, I'm not saying they expected a big fight, but I'm definitely feeling like they set something up for attention's sake. But what have they all decided to do now? The makeup artists and these people, they've decided to capitalize on the moment, right? So they're taking a bad situation, all of them, and they decided, well, we're going to make an opportunity. We're going to get a coin. We're going to get some prospects, right? So now this is where it starts to look like it's set up because now you're promoting stuff and you're trying to get on baddies and you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. You're trying to build a business off of a viral moment, right? It is, to me, a real situation. I do feel to some extent that it feels set up-ish because I feel like they knew she was Chrisean's friend. As much as they try to say she wasn't. They have the aspect of familiarity. Okay? That's what it talks about. They could probably tell you everything Chrisean's been doing in the last, few months because they've been studying Chrisean and Blueface and what's been going on, how it's been done. they've been studying the whole thing down to science. So let me just say, I do feel the lady, the makeup artist situation, I do feel that it was a real situation, and but now they're all gonna try to benefit off the situation. This is what this represents in their messages. All right. So that's just to answer that. Um, Let me see. Was there anything else I want to talk about? So we talked about, we did the reading on the pregnancy. That's in membership. We talked about, WAC 100. I feel he has knowledge of this, and I don't feel he's stopping it because that's just my intuitive feeling. I feel like all promotion is like, let her do it. It ain't hurting us. She keeping your name out there. She got the people talking. She causing drama, right? It's not going to hurt them at all. Um, we see through the lies and what she's saying. I don't feel Blueface told her directly anything about the baby because she shares so much and they're so excited to be posted and they're so excited to have information. She would have said exactly what the condition was. I don't feel she was told that directly. I don't feel she was told that directly. Did Blueface tell Bonnie that he's not really with Chrisean? Put y'all's feedback in the chat. Any other questions y'all want to ask before we go? It's 10:20. Any other questions? Did Blueface actually tell Bonnie he is not with Chrisean? I can see Blueface doing that, right? Again, this is an energy around somebody who could be saying, we cool. You know how they talk. Like this generation, that generation, they be talking weird. My baby mama, my baby daddy, I love him, but we not together. All this same crazy talk, right? That's what they be talking. If you're of this generation, please get out of that bullshit. You do not want to get with a man and start saying my baby daddy, my baby mama, we cool, we together, but we not, we together, but we not together. Get out of all of this. These men will have you in situationships and you'll be doing relationship things and they won't be committed to you, right? But I could see at one point he gave the appearance or the illusion, or he said that they're not really like that, right? That they have their problems. But let me say this to you, Miss Bonnie Lashay. Blueface is always living a double life when it comes to Chrisean, and he has the King of Cups in there, right? The King of Cups represents he's dead in it with her, right? This is why he's following her on Instagram, hint, hint. This is why she moved into his house, hint, hint. So this King of Cups represents he's fully involved with Chrisean. I don't care what he said to you in passing, what you thought you heard. The King of Cups is a person who has made a decision to be connected towards her, right? And again, if you go back to my last reading on all of them, I talked about how he was going to fluctuate between her and Jaidyn. I talked about how he was, she shouldn't trust him 100%. I talked about all of this. This is not new, right? Give me the energy around Chrisean. They're claiming that she's running from house to house, pillar to post, running all over the place with the baby because she is, even though I couldn't find no warrant for her arrest, I looked all over the place. Is Chrisean running all over the place like these blogs are claiming? You know what's interesting? I don't have enough. I'm so fulfilled in my life. I don't have enough energy to just run a hate page. That is so miserable to me. Like, bitch, get a life. Give me the energy around Chrisean. Is she literally running from pillar to post? Is she running from the law? What's going on with Chrisean Rock? Hermit, Two of Pentacles. She does have the Hermit, which means she's taking a break. Her Hermit represents to pull herself into isolation. But her Hermit has a lot to do with people attacking her. This represents feeling overwhelmed. This can represent, it could represent a little bit of paying attention to like legal situations and stuff like that. The Two of Pentacles is too dual because it can represent pulling herself back because of what people are doing and saying the hate train. It could represent too, like, you know, worried about something that's happening around you. It could represent that. She does have the Six of Cups. So this talks about she's going to continue to move forward and do what she needs to do, right? She feels that people are attacking her. She has the Five of Swords in her messages, which represents she feels attacked. Um, and I think she's staying off the internet so she just won't blow up even further, right? This represents she could easily just key up right now. There's nothing stopping Chrisean Rock from keying up and getting on the Instagram, TikTok, or anything else. She's been slowly moving away from Twitter on Instagram for the last several weeks anyway. If you've really been paying attention to her, she's been slowly moving herself to Snapchat, right? She's been saying this for weeks. So to me, this is just a natural progression of her moving herself out because she can easily just key up right now. And guess where she's going to be at? In Blueface's house. She can easily key up right now. She's hearing all of the gossip, but she can easily key up right now and go live. She still has the house with Marsha and Jade and all of that. So it's not like she's homeless. She's not running all over the place, like they're saying. What's going on with the police showing up? Give me the energy around the police showing up at Chrisean's, at Blueface's house. Why are the police showing up over there? Give me the energy around why are the police showing up at the house? Four of Cups, Four of Swords, the Three of Swords, Four of Pentacles. And it's like some people from the public. So like, you know how, because it's actually pretty peaceful over there, right? They have the Four of Wands, which is actually peaceful. But it's almost like they're being disturbed by overzealous fans. You know how people are calling the police on Blueface and Jaidyn about the kids? They're doing the same thing to Chrisean. The Four of Swords is stress. And then the Three of Swords here is also a stress factor. So it feels like overzealous fans are calling the police. She even has in her energy the Seven of Wands. And this represents somebody who is, this represents these overzealous fans, almost like squatting. What's swatting? Swatting, as you call it? Swatting? Swatting, that's what it's called, right? But these people are calling the police. So it looks like fans are just calling the police, talking about the baby. And the baby's in danger. The problem is that these blogs who write these stories that don't have verified facts, they have people who are who can take that information and run with it. You have to be responsible in your reporting. You have no proof that anything's happening with that baby or Chrisean. And then you go post that somewhere and then somebody's calling the police. Now they have unnecessary calls, unnecessary swatting, unnecessary situations. That's just like when Nicki Minaj was saying people were calling the police and she was being swatted by a woman and everybody was fine. They have the Four of Wands at their house, which means they're actually peaceful over there. If people would stop calling the police for no goddamn reason, right? So when we have blogs that sit down and write dissertations and about the babies in jeopardy and the babies this is that, a fan can take that and run with it and go call the police when you have no absolute proof. If they've been there 12 times with no arrests, no baby in social services hands, then clearly there's not a problem. Let's see. Did Blueface and Jaidyn get back together? Give me the energy around Blueface and Jaidyn. And this is going to be our last question. We can always come back. Did Blueface and Jaidyn get together on the slick? Are they back together? What's the conversations like with them? Blueface and Jaidyn. There is this aspect here which represents they are talking. I think they're in a good place. I think this is baby steps. This is why she's had the rings on and all of that. I think when she probably went to go see him, she was like, she looking good. Hey, Blue. Hey, big head, right? That's what that represents. They're going to still run into problems because, again, he has the Three of Cups and a Ten of Cups. Blueface is going to flip-flop on her, too. She's not exempt. I know we like to put her as number one because she's the number one person. She's the first person that's been with him, but he's going to be flip-flopping on her too. That Three of Cups is basically them going in and out, no stability, right? But I feel like she's going to support him while he's in his situation, and all of that. He's making sure she's good with her bookings and all of that too. But just know, like, the problem that I'm seeing with all of these girls is everybody want him for themselves. It's never going to happen. In his temperance, they're going to fall out again. They're going to run into trouble again, right? This is what it talks about. Again, because she doesn't like the way he does things. Remember, we talked about, listen, he's still following Chrisean online. He's still, Chrisean has gotten a tattoo. Chrisean is living in her house, his house, at the end of the day, regardless of whatever people think. So I do feel like they're in a better place, but they have a fallout coming. So I do feel like they're talking and communicating. I don't see where they got back together. They have the Three of Cups is here. You want to see this like this. This represents we're coming back together. We're trying to do this right. They're still doing this. This represents still some separation there, right? But I definitely feel like they're in a better place. And then they have the Cherry, which represents another separation aspect. They're not where they need to be to say they're together. And again, he's unpredictable, right? He's unpredictable. And at this point, I really feel like Blueface is trying to keep Chrisean under him, and he's not willing. He's willing to fall out with Jaidyn behind it at this point. This is my personal opinion and my intuitive feelings. Because the minute he let Chrisean go, guess what he gonna do? Is Chrisean gonna be going down the street, chill? It won't take her no time to fall, to do something else. So at the end of the day, Jaidyn is bothered by Chrisean. She sits there and she tries to act so unbothered and so above it all. She's sitting there annoyed, agitated, irritated that Chrisean got the tattoo, that Chrisean is living in the house, that the baby's living there too, that he's following Chrisean. Don't think that she's sitting there being completely unbothered. Do not believe that for 1 second. She's bothered by Jaidyn Alexis. This is why she entertained her, right? Jaidyn Alexis is all over social media yapping her mouth, and you basically let Bonnie Lashay know that you were triggered, that you were bothered, right? I believe Chrisean be irritated with Bonnie Lashay too, but I gotta give Chrisean credit. Chrisean been like, oh, God damn, Chrisean been like a G with this, because I would have been shook. Right, I would have been put my hand on Bonnie neck a long time ago, especially talking about my baby. But Chrisean is doing a pretty good job, because she's not. See, the minute Chrisean speaks on Bonnie, this is when Bonnie's gonna get the clout that she's trying to get. This is when Bonnie's gonna. Those numbers are gonna start to increase. She's gonna start to get into the blogs, right? That's just This is when you're going to see her elevate. As long as Chrisean stays quiet and doesn't give her smoke or energy, she's basically got to come up. Bonnie's got to come up with a new antic every day. Every day. It's got to be a new strategy. Okay, well, we use that situation. So we're going to say Blueface is my baby daddy. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, now I'm going to say that Blueface pays my bills. Okay, they don't believe that. Okay, so now I need to say that Blueface is said this about Junior. Okay, now that's getting me canceled. Okay, damn, let me go back to the drawing. Okay, though, now let me go get on Jaidyn Alexis' ass. All right, that didn't work for me either, because people like Jaidyn, so now they're trying to get me. All right, let me go keep this story up with the makeup girl, so I can keep getting the blood. All right. All right, now I gotta say I'm pregnant. Oh, okay. Oh, damn. I mean, Bonnie, what are you gonna do? I mean, what's the like? You're running out of scenarios, girl. Like, I mean, you're moving so fast in your stories. Is like you're not pacing yourself enough to let it play out long enough, right? What will be the next story? Will you try to run up on Chrisean next to have another story? That's gonna be bad for you. Well, let me ask that question. Will Chrisean and Bonnie ever tangle up? She think that it's been 3 years and Chrisean ain't gonna knock out. Like, what? Girl, that's different. Give me the energy around Bonnie Lashay trying to confront Chrisean Rock. What does that look like? Bonnie Lashay has the card of jealousy for what you call it? Chrisean. But don't put it past her, guys. Listen. Don't put it past her. I wouldn't put it past her to try. I wouldn't put it past her to try. I wouldn't put it past her to try. I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't put it past her to try to at least put herself in some proximity somehow. How would it end if they were in the same space? What would be the outcome of that? What would for Bonnie Lashay? What will be the outcome for Bonnie Lashay if she confronts Chrisean? What will be the outcome for Chrisean if Bonnie Lashay confronts her? Purify, which means going into it all willy-nilly. Chariot, failure. And the Knight of Wands is here too. Knight of Wands represents, for Bonnie Lashay, this could be like all hell breaking loose, right? Chrisean. Chrisean has the Two of Swords, which represents making it difficult, dealing with her with conflict. The Hermit card, this is awareness. And then she has the Seven of Wands as well. And this is like she'll embarrass you. So just know, like, the difference between Bonnie and Chrisean is that Bonnie has her cousin, manager, and I guess her mama trying to fight. Chrisean can fight herself. Then she got Jade. Then she got, Marsh. She got a bunch of damn sisters, and they all willing to fight. So just know if you run up on Chrisean, you have the Seven of Swords and Seven of Wands in your energy. And this represents being embarrassed. This represents being overwhelmed, right? But don't put it past her to try to do it. It shows here. But it shows when she tries to do it, it'll be a failure, right? The Chariot could also represent failed attempt. It could represent getting herself into trouble. And then even in her Knight of Wands, this could represent all hell breaking loose, all right? Chrisean has the more positive cards in the Two of Swords and the Chariot. In the Hermit. But this represents holding her ground. So just know if you run up on Chrisean like you ran up on Jaidyn Alexis, it might not be the same situation, girl. I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't advise it at all, at all, at all. She has real friends that's willing to fight, and she's willing to fight, right? And the thing is I think the only thing that's stopping Chrisean is her legal situation. You see that Hermit could be like, she's got stuff going on. So that's the only reason why I could see that stopping her. Remember I told you that Kodak Black's lawyer, that Chrisean used to be using Kodak Black's lawyer? Kodak Black is out of jail today. Y'all saw that, huh? I said that on my last reading when I did Will Chrisean Get in Trouble for that legal situation. I know what I'm talking about. I said in that reading for Chrisean, will she, the last reading I did on, not the reading I did on Chrisean, the legal troubles with the guy, I said in that reading, Chrisean, you need to get with Kodak's lawyer. I don't know how much he costs, but the man is damn good. And Kodak got 9 lives, a damn good lawyer, and a good voodoo lady at this point. So Chrisean need to be getting with that lawyer if she want to see some results. I just said this in my last reading, and look at Kodak is out of jail, literally. Oh well, she will get better. Wait, let me see. Oh well, she better call him honey. Oh yeah. Well, listen, guys, this is just a quick snapshot on Bonnie Lashay. I see all of this to say, I remember on this interview, Bonnie Lashay was asking the interviewer, like, what would you be doing in this situation? And I think if I had to give Bonnie Lashay some advice, I think that you got some momentum, right? Whether it's good or bad, you got a little bit of momentum. Try to turn that momentum into something tangible, right? You're going to have to, at some point, turn the ship before it starts to sink, right? Because at this point, you have a lot of claims and you have no receipts. When you do an interview, you need to go into the interview being prepared and professional and ready to answer questions. She's so combative and it's very exhausting to watch her. Just imagine a man dealing with her on a regular basis. I know he would probably be ready to go jump in the river, right? Just let me go jump in the Mississippi. Just jump right into the Mississippi, because that's how she's like. It's almost like dealing with somebody that's scratching their nails on a chalkboard. Like just annoying. She needs to learn how to interview. She needs to stop being so combative. If you're telling the story, people have a right to, and you're doing interviews, people have a right to ask you the questions that you're putting out. If you're saying you were Blueface and they ask you the question, then you should be answering that question. You put it out. They didn't come and ask you. You put it out. You said you're pregnant. If they ask you a question, why are you getting defensive? If they ask you about him paying your bills, why are you getting defensive? Why are you so defensive? You put this information out, ma'am. How are you going to put something out and then go tell people, go look at my Instagram? Why they got to look at your Instagram to get the information if you sit in an interview? What planet are you on? So you got to get better with interviewing and communicating and conveying a point, right? You got to get better with that, because you're putting information out, and then when somebody challenges that information, now you want to sit there and get combative and act ugly. You need to do a better job. Now that you have a little momentum, take that little momentum and start turning your ship, because at this point your ship is going to crash. It's just gonna happen. Chrisean has the most clout that I've seen somebody get, that's like came out in a long time. And even her clout, even people are trying to take her down. So what you think they're going to do to you? You are not even in the same level, the same phase. And stop trying to compare yourself to other people. Do what you got to do. I don't care what the next reader is doing, the next reader above me is doing, the next reader below me is doing. I tell y'all this on the channel. Don't bring that over here, right? I only worry about what Blue Nola doing and how Blue Nola is going to do it, because I can't worry about all of that. I can only worry about what's in front of me, period, right? Well, you're going to learn real one day. Your competition is yourself. Your competition is literally yourself. You can only use Blueface for so long, Chrisean for so long, Jaidyn for so long. Because let me tell you, with that Six of Wands, the Six of Wands is one of them cards. And at first, people are going to enjoy what you're doing, because people love a good train wreck. And after a while, they're going to get checked out. After a while, they're going to start moving on. That's just like when you see these channels that be in beef sectors, right? At first, that should be, oh, yeah, what's going on? What's the situation? And after a while, you start moving on. You get sick of it. You got to start turning the ship, right? You got to start turning the ship. And talking about somebody, baby, ain't it either. Going to somebody's booking is looking real stalkerish, right? You're looking like a stalker. You're looking unhinged. You're looking real crazy. You're looking real crazy out here. And I don't know what's going on with her cousin. The lady looks very mature for, I know she wears a lot of filters. She looks very mature. But it's like she's pushing this with her cousin. Instead of telling her, okay, this is what we're going to do. We got to start segueing into something else. Because I'm telling you right now, those fan pages are starting to get irritated with her. Even the ones that were supporting her. And after a while, is all over with. I respect the fan pages that keep it fair and balanced. I respect fan pages that keep it fair and balanced. But remember this. You keep putting the baby name in your mouth. I'm going to say this to you. The grave you dig for your enemy, make sure you dig too. That's all I'm going to say. You don't have no business talking about nobody baby. Because then you go have a baby and what's going to happen? Something happen to your child. See, you got to watch how you talk about people's kids. Right? You got to watch it. But anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. I don't believe at this point in this stage, until Bonnie could come out with some real receipts, I don't believe anything that Bonnie's saying. I don't believe anything she's saying, right? It's good luck to her. Take care. Stay blessed, encouraged, and empowered. And let me say this. If I see any parts of my reading on anybody's blog, I'm going to strike your channel. I'm going to strike your Instagram. I follow everything that everybody's following. I see everything that's out there. Any parts of my content that falls into anybody's thing, I'm going to get you. And I'm going to make sure all of my supporters strike you too. So make sure that you're very, very careful about posting anything from Blue Nola. You need to ask my permission if you can post content. If you don't ask my permission and I just see it, I'm going to strike you. Just remember that. I don't care if it's in the story. I'm going to claim copyright infringement, and I'm going to strike you. So if you use any parts of this reading, it needs to be with permission. You can actually go to bluenolatarot.com to ask for permission to use content. It better not be asking, you better not use not one part of this reading, not one part of this conversation, or I will strike you down. I promise you that, and I don't give a fuck. All right, so thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. Permission is always necessary, right? Because this is my content. And when you put your life out there, this is when we could talk about it, right? See, when you don't put things out, we can't talk. But since you put it out, we're going to talk about it. At the end of the day, girl, provide receipts. Provide clarity. And actually, when you look at some of her older interviews, she's likable. She's just turning herself into like a pariah at this. I don't know. Anyway, we wish her the best of luck. She is the cutest little boy in the world. Like, don't use your baby too. I thought that was low and disgusting. Don't use your baby in this. Let me tell you this last thing too, because I know y'all like to listen and watch everything. Spiritual work is real. I believe in God too, right? I'm Methodist by denomination. But spiritual work is real. Witchcraft is real. People doing spell work is real. When that lady told you tonight that you need to be careful, you do need to be careful. Because, see, you got spiritualists out here that really do it for real, right? And you're putting a baby name in your mouth. That's a no-no with a lot of people and a lot of communities, right? Children are very sacred, and people can start doing stuff to you. And you've put your baby out there, you put your baby name out there, you put your baby likeness out there. It would take nothing for nobody to take that baby's information and their baby's likeness and do something to it. Spiritual work, witchcraft, spell work, chanting, shadow work is real. And I know y'all know that because y'all always talk about astrology and different things like that. Right? So please make sure that you're being mindful of what you're doing and how you're doing it and the communities that you're stepping on, and especially when it comes to a baby. I got a little treasure box. Let me see. Can I swing this over a little bit? I got a little treasure box that's right over here that's full of spiritual stuff, right? Spiritual work, spiritual stuff, karma spells, block spells, right? I got a whole book filled with I got a whole book filled with stuff. I got voodoo dolls. I got everything. These things, oils, all kind of stuff. It's real. So don't take that lightly when the lady was telling you, be careful with yourself. You got your baby on the internet and you're talking about somebody else's baby. People really do stuff. Remember Kevin Samuels? You know how many people is putting witchcraft on Kevin Samuels? His ass is dead. Okay? They got people putting witchcraft on people every single day, and that should be real, and a lot of stuff be happening. So I'm just want to let you know that is a real thing. Is a real thing. Don't sit down and underestimate it. It's a real thing. People do that in real life, right? So be careful with the messaging. Be careful what you're doing. Be careful how you handle yourself. Be careful how you move, because people really be out here doing stuff for real in real life. It is scary, but it's real. It's a real fucking thing. And people will put spell work on you for little to nothing, right? A person will put spiritual work on you because they felt disrespected by you. They don't even have to know you. But when you put your real name out there, you put your information out there, you got your likeness out there, people will start even putting spiritual work on your whole family. People think it's a joke that they're playing with the baby up. It's not a joke, because a lot of people take offense to that. Next thing you know, you be in some shit. Next thing you know, you be like, damn, my career ain't off the ground. Damn, I feel like I'm getting set back. Damn, I'm in an accident. Damn, I feel like something going on. Damn, something attacking me in my bed. Damn, something doing this to me, something doing that. It's a real thing. I was doing spiritual work the other day. And I had done three different things. I'm not going to tell y'all what that is. And then later that night, I'm hearing all kind of stuff shifting and moving in the house, right? By the TV, by the bathroom. Bathroom door opens up by itself. That shit real. So don't play with spiritual stuff. Don't play with spiritual people. You know, be careful what you speak into existence. Be careful speaking on other people because stuff is real, right? I know a lot of people take spirituality as a joke sometimes, but it's a real thing. It's a real thing. So anyway, y'all, if you ever feel like you're being spiritually attacked or anything like that, you can always email me, and I definitely can help you out with any information you need on that. But I say all this to say, be careful with the things that you do and you say in this world. Be careful on the things that you speak on, because spirituality, witchcraft, spiritual work, and you can have God and all that too. What you think I got these crosses for, right? You think I got these crosses here because it looks good, right? Let's see. I got a couple of rosaries in here too. I got this little coin rosary. I got these little pieces, these other little rosaries too, right? But inside of that, I got crystals and I got organs and I got all kind of stuff, right? I got a lot of stuff. You see that cross back there, and they got crystals in there. I got chakras here. I got a mixture of stuff. But at the end of the day, don't play around talking about spiritual. I got God. Everybody got God. I got God too, right? But stop playing around and stop putting the baby name in your mouth. All right, so peace and blessings to y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. This is on Bonnie Lashay. This is really more about Bonnie Lashay. And then we, of course, segue into, if anybody wants to timestamp this for me, if you're listening to it, please feel free to do so. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not going to timestamp it. I ain't got the time nor the energy. I just feel like it's a big flow, so I don't, if, you know, people want to timestamp it. They had a girl the other day that did timestamp it. I was cool with it. Just don't timestamp my regular readings, like the ones that's just on one person or a couple. I don't want them timestamped. But if you want to timestamp this type of reading where we're talking about various situations and various people, you can do that. Yeah, but not on my one single readings, right? Like the one I just did on Portia and what's his name? Simon Gobadia. I don't want that timestamp. The one on Chris Brown, I don't want that timestamp. I love y'all for real. We're gonna see how this plays out. And I'll be back with another reading for the channel. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget, we got a special on the website, $60. And then I'm going to make that package a little bit juicier. For March. So we'll be looking forward to a real special for March, okay? Have a good night. Take care. Stay blessed, encouraging, and empowered. Bonnie Lashay, girl. I think you got some potential, but you're going down the wrong path with this, you know? So I look forward to seeing you do some real things and stop lying so much, girl. My golly, you even sat there and said, if she go on Baddies Caribbean, I'm gonna come back and make a video. I'm not gonna make a video just for her, but if she goes on Baddies Caribbean, I'll come back and say I stand corrected. Yep, I'll come back and say I stand corrected. But yeah, take care, stay blessed, bye.